account of a large orb sighting. A man's account of a large orb that did not emit light given its obvious illumination. I was on a snowmobile trip to the Upper Peninsula, the second time I've been there for this vacation, and with usually 6 to 7 other riders. I stayed at the cabin that day because I wasn't feeling so well, and I spent the day with the caretaker that watches over the property. The guys I went with arrived after the trip at 8:35 p.m. I was glad to see them, so I threw on bibs and coat and went outside. I was standing on the trailer ramp and was admiring the stars. I heard the logging train that runs alongside Highway 35. I looked out towards the sound of the train, and out of the corner of my left eye, I saw a glowing ball about 3 feet in diameter. In my mind, it looked like a piece of cloud. It was a little brighter around the edges, kind of bluish in color too. The orb was already in motion when I had noticed it. The cloud of light came from between the house and the pine trees, heading from the south and going north. It was not part of anything that we were doing, but it was like it was on a mission. What really blew me away was it did not give off any light, like a flashlight might emit. For as bright as it was, it did not light up the darkness. Very weird. I witnessed it for 3 seconds or so. When I locked onto it, it made a gradual 90-degree turn and went into the ground at the bottom of a small hill. I asked Al, the caretaker, about it as he has lived up there all his life but had never seen an orb. He told me the Lathrop family has a cemetery across the pond about 1,000 feet from where I saw the orb. It's an old cemetery. I don't know why I had seen it. I guess I was lucky, and also a spiritually changed man. A new outlook on life. An incredible experience. The guys I rode with think I'm nuts, but I won't forget this for as long as my mind is sound and I have a different outlook on life. Religious object disappears, reappears. A ghost possibly makes a religious object, a cross, disappear, then reappear. A month prior to this movie premiere, my cousin from Dallas came to visit, an elementary school teacher in a Dallas suburb and also a devout Christian. She was in the know of our paranormal events and decided to bring with her a wooden metallic cross. Written on the cross were Bible verses from Joshua 1-9, Phil 4:13, Psalm 28-7, and Matthew 19:26. In summation, verses about strength. The cross was prayed over and immediately hung in our bedroom at the time, the third most active place of the house, but also the place where we slept and laid our heads. So a cross positioned high upon the wall seemed a great idea. The cross goes missing. A week or so before the Captain America movie came out, the cross went missing. Missing objects in our home are not new and not a big deal. Things get taken all the time. Sometimes they return, sometimes they don't. The items that do return never get returned to the place they were taken. This cross would be no exception. We noticed it missing the morning we woke up. Other religious objects have been taken before, and with the house being severely active, friends, family, and clergy all advised us to display our belief system openly as a means of ridding the home of negative spirits. I'm a Christian. I wouldn't call myself a devout Christian, but a believer nonetheless. So at this point in the story, the cross is gone. It's missing. My girlfriend and I had already given up on the notion of even looking for it. After all, it was a gift from my cousin, a spiritual gift at that, a gift from the heart. No one else lived with us, and objects get taken all the time. Objects we eagerly search for never come back, so why be eager and search? The cross reappears. It's Saturday morning, movie day, and the cross has been gone for a few days. Like most Saturdays in my house, it's laundry day. By 11 a.m., I had been doing my laundry so I could go meet one of my friends for drinks and movies. The guys, us geeks if you will, are descending into Bellevue, Washington to watch the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. My girlfriend doesn't get into stuff like that, but I do. I began my first load of laundry, colored clothing. My girlfriend Tina is walking to and fro around the house doing her own thing. While my clothes are washing, I decide to go into my office and watch TV, work on my PC, post in forums and search for answers to our poltergeist problem. About an hour later, I noticed something peculiar. My first load of clothing was still washing. Now I know there are long wash cycles, but this was weird. My brain knows how long it takes for my clothes to wash. So I'm in my office, and I glance toward the washroom, hoping to hear the beep, 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 the noise the washing machine makes when it's done. Clothes don't wash for an hour, especially my clothes, and especially a light load of clothing. So I glance at the washroom and sort of look at the time on my PC toolbar and raise an eyebrow. After that, I mentally shrug it off and keep working. A few minutes later, I hear this knocking sound, a banging and knocking. You know, the sound the washing machine or dryer makes when you have shoes or a big object in it. I hear this noise, and it's clearly coming from the washing machine. So once again, I glance up from my PC and turn to face the washing machine, or washroom, I should say. Now in my mind, I'm thinking, that sound wasn't there before? All I put in the washing machine was clothing. Coins, chapstick, keys, etc. wouldn't make that noise. And even if it did, those sounds would have been heard almost immediately. At this point, the wash cycle had run nearly over an hour. So why the loud noises now? Normally, I would get up, walk to the washing machine, and open it up to see what the commotion was about. But something prevented that idea from crossing my mind. Maybe I was either preoccupied with my computer or with watching television. It was very uncharacteristic of me to not stop what I was doing and investigate. Looking back and reliving the moment, it seems weird for me to not get up and investigate the noise, especially with the previous events having happened in this house. I acknowledged the noise and length of time it was taking for that load to complete, but still stayed in my office. A few minutes later, the washing machine finally beeped informing me that the load was complete. A few minutes after the beep, I got up and went to the washing machine to transfer my clothes to the dryer. As I was pulling out clothes and tossing them into the dryer, a few inches away, I immediately grabbed hold of something solid. Not clothing, not shoes, not anything except a metallic wooden cross. I didn't know what it was until I pulled it out of the washing machine. There in my hand, wet, was the missing cross my cousin gave me. There are two key points I want to make. This account is 100% true. Some might say, well, maybe the cross was already in there to begin with. Not so. As I mentioned prior, the noise would have been heard early on, especially during the spin cycle. The knocking noises I heard began 15 minutes before the washing was complete. When my machine is done, it beeps. And also the washing machine was empty when I filled it with my clothing. Some might say, maybe you accidentally put the cross in the machine when you loaded in the clothes. Nope, it was a colored clothing load, machine, wash, cold, warm. I sorted my clothing carefully, meaning items went into the machine, almost one at a time. A cross this size was not going to be grabbed by mistake. Someone might also think my girlfriend put the cross in the machine. My girlfriend was not ever near the washing machine that day, and I never left my office. The washroom sits right outside my office, and she wouldn't stop my wash load regardless. I do my laundry, and she does hers. I had to get those particulars out of the way because I realize people gravitate to the obvious explanation. And that is understandable, but allow me to paint the picture, near perfect as possible, because it even hasn't begun to get weird yet. In my hand is the cross my cousin gave me. It was wet and broken. I then called my girlfriend to the room. When she arrived, we both examined the cross top to bottom. It had been taken the week before, about 4 to 5 days prior to turning up in the washing machine. After this incident, the cross went missing several more times in 2014, but it never reappeared in the washing machine again. Not all visitors from the other side come to scare. Like this video if you believe. Subscribe for more true stories. And tell us your experience in the comments.